Activision présentait il y a 2 semaines à Londres l'un de ses futurs gros titres, Fracture. Il s'agit d'un jeu en préparation chez LucasArts qui devrait parvenir chez nous aux alentours du mois d'octobre sur Xbox 360 et PS3. L'histoire de Fracture se déroule en 2161, à une époque où les catastrophes naturelles ont dévasté la planète. 2 camps se sont alors organisés pour lutter contre ces terribles événements. L'ouest des États-Unis, allié aux pays du Pacifique, a choisi la voie de la modification génétique pour créer une race d'hommes supérieurs. En face, l'Alliance Atlantique a elle opté pour la cybernétique afin d'améliorer son quotidien. C'est dans ce dernier camp que se trouve le héros de Fracture, et c'est donc dans l'Alliance Atlantique que le joueur va prendre part à la guerre. Mais à vrai dire, le scénario de Fracture n'est qu'un prétexte pour cet ambitieux jeu de shoot à la 3e personne, qui a surtout pour atout majeur de présenter un gameplay innovant, basé sur la déformation du terrain. Mais laissons la place à Jeffrey Gullett, assistant producer chez LucasArts, qui va nous expliquer les détails concernant ce gameplay si particulier.
Et aujourd'hui, je me bats pour empêcher l'armée pacificaine d'anéantir l'espèce humaine.
Our main feature in Fracture is what we're calling terrain deformation, and what this is that it gives the player the ability to reshape the battlefield on the fly any way that they want at any time they want. And this can be done for a number of different purposes. You can use it to take cover behind, for example. You can create a hill and then get behind it when you're in a combat situation. You can also use it for navigation, so you can use it to get up to higher locations. You can also lower the terrain to dig underneath structures, get inside buildings, things like that. It is also used for solving puzzles. We've got a number of different puzzles throughout the game that all require the player to deform the terrain. And then, of course, there's combat. It has destructive purposes on top of that, so you can use it while you're in combat to try and take out your enemies. So there are a number of different weapons that the player has at their disposal. You can pick up any weapon that you find in the game. So everything from, sort of a standard machine gun, which also deforms the terrain, it sort of chips away at it, to more advanced weapons like the ST-4 torpedo launcher. And what that does is it's sort of like an underground rocket launcher, and it fires the ordnance, and it travels underneath the ground, deforming the terrain as it goes. And then the player has the ability to detonate it and make it explode underneath the feet of their enemy. So the engine for Fracture was designed specifically for this game and was built from the ground up by our development partners, Day One Studios out of Chicago. They've been working on this for about 3 years now. And yeah, as I said, it was built specifically for Fracture right from the beginning. So in online multiplayer, all the players, we have up to 12 players online, will all have the ability to deform the terrain at will, which leads to some pretty chaotic battles, as you can imagine. When you have 12 players all in there at the same time, all deforming the terrain everywhere you're going, it really creates for a whole new style of multiplayer game that I think people are going to find really pretty amazing. The biggest challenge was definitely came from a level design standpoint, because nobody had ever made a game that gave the player this much freedom and this much ability to alter the world as they were in it. So it really sort of changed the way we had to think about designing levels. So, we needed to give the player the openness and the freedom that we wanted them to have in order to make these kinds of changes and manipulate the world on the fly. But at the same time, you have to try and anticipate what the player is going to do from a design standpoint to make sure that they're not going to break the game. So that was definitely our biggest challenge, and it really led to a whole new philosophy for designing levels specifically just for this game.
L'offensive éclair des forces pacificaines contre San Francisco est perçue comme un acte de guerre. Retrouvons en direct la Maison Blanche.
Mes chers compatriotes, l'attaque de San Francisco ne m'a pas laissé le choix. J'ai immédiatement décidé de riposter par les armes. À l'heure où je vous parle, les soldats de l'Alliance, équipés d'un arsenal avancé de déformation de terrain, sont déployés pour en finir avec le général Sheridan et son armée de traîtres pacificains. La situation est critique, mais plus que jamais l'enjeu est crucial. Nous nous battons pour notre nation, notre liberté et la survie de l'humanité. Une seule issue est acceptable, c'est notre victoire.
On va leur montrer ce qu'on sait faire.
C'est pas vrai.